close to mine. You gotta be such a mystery for me. Blow my mind, I just can't deny. Replay in my mind of you, things you wanna do to me. Replay in my mind of you. You're gonna reputation, I'm not gonna hide this. You're gonna reputation, I'm not gonna hide. You go free. I love everything we'll be, 'cause you're gonna my reputation, my reputation.
Good morning.
Can we talk about that new intro? That thing is jamming.
It is.
Love the music. Good morning, Rutherfordton. Good morning. It's a beautiful morning. I know y'all were all just like waiting for the intro to stop and for Jackson to say Brewtiful mornings, but unfortunately, Mayor Dancy and Jackson have a prior engagement today, so they won't be with us this week. But we've got the A team in place. We're gonna have a whale of a time, right, Reagan?
Yes.
I had to.
That's fair.
So what's up with the whale?
So what's up with the whale? I mean, you don't know. Summer reading has
There's an ocean of possibilities that you could have a whale.
That was clever.
Oh gosh.
So he's kind of in the way, but I feel like he deserves the spotlight. So summer reading program has begun at Norris Public Library. We are having a whale of a time. This year's theme is Oceans of Possibility. So all of our events and our crafts and our prizes are ocean themes. So if you are watching and you're a child, or if you have a child that is 12 years or under, they can come by and grab. Magnolia's really upset that she can't be a part of this and win the whale, but it's okay. If you come by the library and get a reading log, you are eligible for all sorts of prizes, a drawing for this whale. What's up with the chicken? See, nobody asked about the chicken. What's up with the chicken?
So like everybody else had some sort of animal in their screen, so I figured that I would bring on my little chicken. I don't know what kind of chicken it is, but I think he's beautiful, so he deserved to be on Beautiful Mornings this morning.
That's fair. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Everybody in the comments should give us ideas for what to name the killer whale, the orca whale, because we haven't named
Orca. Can we go with Orca? I feel like they got a bad rap with
calling him a killer, because look at him. Look at this sweet face.
I mean,
yeah. Okay. So, yes, summer reading has started. We kicked it off on Monday this week at Pops in Forest City, and I'm so thankful to everybody that came out because it was hot, but people came and they played games and they got registered, won some prizes, played in the splash pads to cool off. It was really, really fun. So if you came to that, thank you so much.
Okay, wait, I have a question about the whale.
Yes.
Who is taller, you or the whale? Because it looks pretty massive on...
Pretty really. So Amazon said that he was over 3 feet tall. I am also over 3 feet tall. I'm 5 feet tall. And I would say he's like, should I stand up?
I mean, I could come across the street. We can rule this out.
Here's a comparison. He comes to my waist. So I would say he's like 3.5 feet long. He's big. I mean, like,
it's a big whale.
The way to win this is if you fill out this entire reading log. That means you've read for 600 minutes, and you bring it by the library and show us. We'll sign it, and we're going to put your name into a drawing. And at the end of summer, whoever's name we draw out, they get this gigantic whale. Super excited.
And you guys, Reagan, you guys have done an amazing job kind of working with the collection for our young adults and our youth for more relevant titles, newer titles, kind of really just revised a lot of the things that we're doing and really expanded our volumes there. Can you just talk a minute about how exciting that is for you?
Yes.
And how the youth have reacted to that?
Yes, absolutely. So Sarah and Cindy are part of the collection development process, and they have done an amazing job of looking at titles that are award winners that have been mentioned in I'm looking at Sarah so she can prompt me a little bit, mentioned in scholarly journals. And
well,
also
tell her to come on over.
Come on over.
Are we going to talk about our collection?
We're talking
We
about
are.
specifically our new.
We were just talking about how, you know, the volumes have expanded, the relevancy has expanded, and really just, I mean, in our young adult section, I mean, I know our young adult section is maybe right there on the cusp of the edge of our summer reading program age limit. But from there down, we've just done so much in the last 18 months or so to ensure that we've got a lot of relevancy there. So I'm excited about it. I know I've heard a
We're
lot of
excited
feedback
about
in the
it, too.
community too.
Yeah, collection development is definitely one of my favorite parts of this job. And what we really like to do is we like to talk to the members of our community to see what they're interested in. We get feedback on the collection all the time, just to be sure that we are serving everyone in the community, all our families. We're really striving now to build a really diverse, inclusive, and rich collection that serves, you know, not just one group of people in our community, but everyone in our community as a whole, so that when anyone comes through the doors, especially younger people who are really trying to reach out to, they can find themselves represented in our collection. And we think it's really going to help us connect with people and provide better services to the community as a whole. And one of the things that we do to build a stronger collection is we look at professional reviews. We follow trade publications like Book List. We follow the Youth Services Media Award, or the Young Adult, YALSA, Young Adult Library Services Association. They came out with an award list earlier this year. We follow those. We follow their best of lists, and we have tons of those titles available here. So if anyone's interested, if anyone has any suggestions, we're always taking suggestions from the community to better develop our collection. But yeah, we always try to pay attention.
The chicken
The chicken supports this. Thank you, chicken.
Sorry.
But yeah, we definitely try to get really highly reviewed and well-reviewed and award-winning or award-nominated titles. So we're proud of our collection and hope to continue building it to be relevant to the community.
And I think you said something that's really cool too. I mean, obviously you guys are watching trends, but you're listening. And
yes, definitely.
You know, I've got a lot of feedback in the community from people that had made recommendations to you guys about maybe a specific author or something that was coming out. And, you know, we're able to vet it and then get it into the collection immediately. So it's not just about what we're developing it for our community. So if you've got, you know, titles out there that you're interested in, let us know. Let Sarah know, let Reagan know, let Cindy know. We'll vet those and get them in the collection.
Yep. Love getting feedback from the community and hearing suggestions, you know, just of different subjects you want to see. We love that. Yeah.
And then Reagan, you said something about some prizes, right? Because my rising fourth grader went over to the library, and I think she got a teaser on the prizes, and she hasn't stopped talking about it since.
That makes me so happy. So yes, I hate that I showed the grand prize first, but I guess that's a good incentive to start the reading program.
No, but the grand prize, isn't the grand prize some tickets?
So we have two different grand prizes. The whale is for finishing the entire reading log, 600 minutes. Now, if you do 3 or 4 reading logs, that's 3 or 4 entries in order to win this. So if you really just want this whale, you could do as many sheets as you want. But the child that has the most minutes read over summer, so if they turn in 8 reading logs, that's 8 different times that they've read 600 minutes. We'll total it all up. I'm not going to do the math, but whoever gets the most minutes, Kid Census has very graciously donated a year-long pass for 2 to Kid Census. So you and your friend or you and your sibling, if you read the most minutes, you can do that. And you might just be super lucky. You might be the most minutes read and your name could get drawn for this, and you could just be the hero of the summer and win all of those things. But even if you don't win those 2 things, you are guaranteed to win a couple of the other prizes I have here. I have way too many things on the table.
I just want to say that if we keep me in the loop on this, because if we get somebody that wins that prize and then shares it with a sibling, I'm going to recommend them for I Caught You Carrying Award, because I know, like, for me, I wouldn't share with my siblings, and then I have 3 kids. They're not going to share with their sisters. So if we get somebody that's that engaged, I'm gonna recommend them for I Caught You.
I think it'd be amazing. I've already heard of a couple kids say, "Oh, I really want those tickets," and I was, "Who are you gonna bring?" My sister. My heart melted. Like, so sweet. I love it. So there are kids that I want to get the word out there that these prizes are really exciting, because when I was younger, I loved Kid Census and I would have done anything for a year-long pass to go. So we've got that. We're so thankful to them. But the smaller prizes, but still exciting. Magnolia was kind of fangirling over them this morning.
Oh
For
yeah.
each level that you complete, each level is just 100 minutes, and it can be you reading or you being read to. It doesn't really matter to us. So if you read for 20 minutes, fill in a bubble, fill in all the bubbles in a row, you get a prize. Oh, sorry. Drama. I love it. So the first level you get to pick out. I've got so many stickers. They're ocean themed stickers. We've got like little squid and cute little jellyfish in love. Just all sorts of cute little stickers that we got. So you get to come and
Show
pick
the best
out
one. Show the
some.
best one.
What was the best one?
The turtle. Look at the turtle.
Oh, yeah, we do have a sea turtle. Speaking of, we're going to have a sea turtle visiting the library next week on Friday morning. Unfortunately, we won't have our normal story time, but we are going to be Zooming with a sea turtle from the Roanoke Aquarium. So I'm super excited. That's open to anybody, kids of all ages. Just come to the library. I believe it's at 11. I have a calendar. I should know when it is, but that
Yeah,
is
and I was gonna say people need to really be
Oh, it's
following you guys on Facebook
Yes,
at North
absolutely.
Library for those that are
We've been
watching.
putting our
Um,
events all over there. We have a calendar that you can either download from our website or you can come to the library and get it. It has everything that we're doing this summer. Some of
Yeah,
our
'cause it's
events are
not
already
just-
full, but some still have registration open. So, yes.
Yeah, and because it's not just the summer reading program. I mean, it's
Mhm.
events, it's activities, it's a lot of things inside and outside the library.
Absolutely.
And you said something right there at the end that I want to make sure people hear. If you're interested in coming to some of those events, just based on who's coming in and what's going on, we need to get you registered so we can
Yes.
have the space available. So I
Absolutely.
know we had an event earlier this week, and I saw some sad faces because the room was already full and we
It
didn't have
was.
space to do more crafts. So we don't want sad faces. We
What
want
ocean
happy faces.
coming from? RJ said, "What ocean are they coming from?" The sea turtle. I don't know where this particular.
That looked
sea
like a
turtle-
Pacific. That looked like a Pacific turtle.
I don't know. I have no idea. That's a good question to ask. So the
It wasn't
Roanoke
Pacific.
Aquarium.
It was Pacific.
Oh, that was really cheesy, but I'll.
Hey, well,
Yeah. So we have tons of cool prizes. Like I said, the stickers. We have cool temporary tattoos that are ocean themed. Sharks. We've got a mermaid in here somewhere. Speaking of mermaids, I heard that one is going to be at the library for a story time later in July. She's going to come and read a couple books for us. Super excited about that.
Oh, so the
What about-
mermaid is gonna actually read the books?
You might read one or two if she's okay with that.
I heard about the
Okay.
pirates too. Did you hear about the
There are
pirates
also
coming?
going to be pirates. It was really hard to get a mermaid in, and it was hard to get the pirates in, but we made it happen. They're going to.
Well, we're this far. We're so far inland. I mean, we're in the mountains. I mean,
Yes.
they
I had to
they
pull
are.
some strings, but we did it. We got it done. The mermaid is so excited to be here, and I've got those dates with me as well. Let's see. Pirates are going to be here on July 15th at 10:30. That's going to replace our normal preschool story time with just a story time for any age because pirates are going to be here. It's kind of hard to say no. On July 22nd is when the mermaid will be here for story time. It'll be, photo opportunity. You get to ask her questions about what life is like as a mermaid. And then on July 29th is going to be kind of like a beach day story time. We're going to have the fire truck visit and we'll, kind of be a water day type deal. So those 3 story times in July are going to be open to all ages, all sorts of fun going on.
That is so exciting that you were able to pull those strings to get really special guests into
I'm
the
so
library.
excited. It's they're very generous to be able to do that. I don't want to reveal their identities too soon, but
Right.
I'm so thankful that I know pirate friends and mermaid friends that are willing to come to the library and help us out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just shared in the comments for those that aren't watching you guys. I shared the link to your website that's got the summer reading page. All the events are there listed. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, past all the events, you've got your printable reading calendar and the reading log that Reagan showed. So, I mean, if you don't have a chance to get by the library today, all the information's right there on the website listed out, and you can print it off at home.
Absolutely. You don't even have to come by the library to necessarily register to begin the program. If you just want to begin reading at home, and then once you come to the library to redeem your prizes, we can just sign you up right there. So it's no pressure. It's super fun, and there's prizes for every level. So there's something for everybody to get. We've got slap bracelets, fidget toys, bubbles, the whale, kid senses, so much going on. And speaking of our craft days, I'm glad that you mentioned them and how on what day is it? It was Wednesday that we did them. That our reading room that I'm in here, it was full to the brim of people that had registered, some that hadn't, that really wanted to come in. And I felt horrible having to turn people away just because of space. So we reached out to Woodrow Jones Building. I've been saying it wrong for like the entire time I've been employed here. We reached out to them, and they are very graciously letting us borrow their big conference room, their meeting room, in order to accommodate more attendees. So if you have registered for the upcoming craft days, we are not going to be at the library. We're going to be right next door doing those. So I've been able to, up the number for those. So if you still want to register for those, please do. Even though we have more room, it's not unlimited space. So if you would like to come do some ocean themed crafts with me, I would love to see you at Woodrow Jones.
Are you going to go run that fire call?
No.
Let me do it.
Go for it. Go
Okay.
for it.
How do I drive the truck? Am I tall enough?
There's a switch. You turn it to the on position. Then there's a button, and you hit the button.
Okay, I got this. I'm not even worried.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. It's all good.
We can help with the blowhole.
Oh my gosh.
It'll be fine.
All right, so switching gears, everybody, for those that are watching live on Brewtiful Mornings.
I have 2 questions for Reagan about the summer reading program before we move on to the next subject.
Okay.
But number 1, I don't think we covered these things. How do people get registered, and what information is needed to get registered?
Okay. So how to register is you can either call us at the library, you could email us, message us on Facebook, or come in, and we'll just take down your child's name, their ages, your phone number, and email so that we can reach out to you if they were to win anything or, prizes and such. So we'll just take that basic info down, and then you grab your reading log and start. And we've already had some people turn in an entire sheet. So we have some people that are already in the running for our whale here. So that's really exciting. But you have until August 4th to complete that. August 5th is going to be our end of summer reading party with Professor Whizpop. He's kind of a magician. He's doing ocean themed stuff, and that's going to be at the Scout Hut on August 5th. So until August 4th, you can do everything you can to try to win the whale, kid senses, get all your prizes, all that good stuff. So yes.
Okay, that was my second question of how long do they have to read to get into the drawing for the whale and the Kid Senses tickets?
All summer.
Awesome.
I think I'm trying to remember if I did everything on my list too. Yeah. Okay. Oh, can I talk about book bingo super quick before we change library gears? So Cindy over here at the library has started an adult program, and it is the summer book bingo. So I don't know how well you can see the tiny print, but it's just different kinds of books on here. We've got books that are considered classics, a banned book. And so the way that you're going to do it is whatever line that you fill up is an entry into the prize. If you do the entire sheet, that is another entry. So you could at total get 2, and you have until July 29th to turn in your bingo cards. So that is super exciting.
That's awesome.
I've been trying to do it, but I've been really busy with summer reading, and I've only got 1 book read so far, but I'm going to try.
But the library's got it going on with all the events and the programs and everything.
Oh, yeah.
So thank y'all so much.
Thank you. If you've been by the library in the past couple of weeks, it has not been quiet or calm. It's been very exciting, very chaotic, but in a good way. I've been loving it. It's been really picking up. We had 31 kids at story time last week. So I was so pleasantly surprised with that. My mind was blown with thankfulness that everybody's coming out during the summer to come to story time. So we'll have that today as well at 10:30.
What's today's book?
Today's book is about summer. Since summer has officially begun, we're going to talk about the seasons, what makes summer summer, and we're going to play some summer bingo. I'm excited.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, so switching gears a little bit. Let's talk about lunch.
Oh, okay.
Chowhound Cafe by Jesse James Railroad Cafe at Dive Bomber Vintage, y'all.
Okay.
If you've not been down there yet, if you have not been to Dive Bomber Vintage yet, you are missing out. What a fun place. So Dive Bomber Vintage is right down on Park Lane. For those that have been in town for a while, former Ace Hardware, former skating rink, right in behind Truist Bank, former BB&T, and now Truist, right in behind all that on Park Lane is Dive Bomber Vintage, which is kind of an antique mall. They have got a kind of military themed and Americana themed kind of decor going on, but you can take all the stuff home. It's all for sale. So everything's like just Americana, 30s, 40s, 50s, very military themed. They've got a Willys Jeep inside Chowhound Cafe.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing for lunch?
11 o'clock. So they've been open for a little while. They've been open for a couple months now, but they are officially having their grand open, ribbon cutting, hot dogs, sausages, all the stuff on the Chowhound Cafe at 11 o'clock today. So be there. I'm telling y'all, the hot dogs are amazing.
They are.
I don't know how you take a hot dog. I'm still trying to struggle with how Jesse James takes a hot dog and then elevates it to the level of the Chowhound Cafe.
Yeah.
There's an artistry going on there. And at 11 o'clock today, we're going to get to celebrate with him. We're going to get to celebrate with Dive Bomber Vintage. Very cool stuff. If you guys are into antiques, if you have anybody in your family or you're into military kind of theme things or Americana, that's kind of the theme, but they have all kinds of antiques too. So it's not just the military and the Americana. They've got all kinds of really cool stuff in there too. And it's like every time I go there, they add to it. It's like they have a new vendor or they're continually, putting new things in. So just a cool little vibe, cool place that they've got going on down there.
Okay, I'm actually really excited about this now because I just looked up their menu and it's not like your stereotypical hot dogs. Like it is like for real. Like I'm so excited for lunch today.
I'm telling you, he takes this hot dog, like I'm sure he sources it, right? And he just turns it into something fabulous.
Oh, I can't wait. So it sounds to me like you need to come to story time with your family and then head over to the Chowhound for lunch immediately after.
And their prices are reasonable. Magnolia, I don't know. I don't have their menu pulled up in front of me, but their prices are extremely reasonable. And in time of inflation and high food costs, I went down there about a week or two ago, had 2 hot dogs, a side, and a drink, and it was like $6.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
impressive.
like regular hot dogs are only $2.19, but that includes mustard, chili, onions, and slaw.
That's
And
beautiful.
the slaw, y'all, I know he's hand grading that cabbage. It's good. Good.
Okay, but who's ever heard of like a barbecue hot dog? It's topped with barbecue sauce, cheese, and the crispy fried onions. Like I've never heard of that before. I've never had like that culinary creativity that leads to a barbecue hot dog. But that sounds great.
I'm telling you, they got it going on down there. 11 o'clock today. If you don't have a chance to go see them today, they're consistently doing some stuff with car shows. I think Kevin mentioned they've got one coming up. Kevin, if you know the dates of that, usually about once a month they're having a drive-in with classic cars there and car shows. I know Johnny Akins has been helping them get some car shows and stuff going. Check them out. So if you don't get a chance today, check them out some other time or over the weekend. But they're going to be celebrating today, new kind of official grand open and ribbon cutting. That'll be at 11 o'clock down on Park Lane. We'll be there. We'll be eating hot dogs. It's going to be a fun time. Is the chicken coming?
I mean, I don't want to be that one girl that brings a stuffed chicken everywhere, so maybe not. But
If you do, I'll bring the whale.
Sir Purr's always down for a good hot dog.
Sir Purr. Wow.
I mean, if we're all gonna
That's his
do it,
name,
then
look.
okay.
Oh, it is. See, I thought you made that up.
Really?
Okay.
No, that's the Carolina Panthers mascot. Sir Purr.
Good to know. I've learned something.
Learn something new every day. All right, so we got that going on. Couple things to kind of recap real quick. We've got a lot of questions in this week about activity at Kiwanis Park, and I want to talk through a couple things real quick. First and foremost, we got notified last week that there was some bee activity in and around the playground. We tracked that down, and there was a fairly good size beehive inside the trunk of one of our trees just adjacent to the playground. And so we worked with a local beekeeper who has come up with a way to actually remove the bees safely from the tree without using any pesticides, chemicals, or any harmful products, and transitioning those bees from the inside of the tree trunk into a hive. And then he will take the hive and relocate them to a safer place. So we get to save the tree, save the bees, and get them relocated to a better place away from the children. So we're really excited about that. So there's an area that's roped off right now. It's pretty cool to actually see. You can stand up on the trail near the book walk or the story walk and look down onto what's going on there. But they've taped off the tree and there's a little funnel. And so what happens is as the bees leave, they can leave out of the funnel. And when they come back, they're not able to get back in. And so when they come back, they're able to safely go into the hive that's there right next to the tree. Takes about a week or so. And then once all the bees come out, the hive will be relocated. We'll take the tape off the tree and it'll be really good. So that's what's going on there. And then in and around the playground area, a couple weeks ago, we had to unfortunately cut down a few poplar trees that were dying. One of the poplar trees very adjacent to the playground had died and was dropping limbs right into the play area. And so that was very unsafe. So we needed to take those down. But we're working with a local chainsaw artist, Paul Rodriguez, and he is doing some amazing chainsaw art down there. He started on Wednesday. He'll be down there for probably a week or two doing all the chainsaw art. He's got one of them. He's got one of them at about probably 60%, 75% done. And he's just going to be working his way through there in the early morning hours when it's a little bit cooler. So that's going to be really cool. We have already ordered 2 trees to replace them. So we've ordered those from a local nursery, but it's too hot right now for us to dig those trees and bring them over. So later this fall, we've got 2 trees that'll be coming in to bring some shade back to the play structure and make sure we've got that going on. So those are some things going on at Kiwanis Park. We're just consistently trying to make it a better place and improve the services we can offer there, and keep nature as a huge part of the theme and respect that too. So if you see the bees, that's what's going on. If you see the trees, I'm really excited about what Paul is coming up with there. So it's gonna be really cool. Really cool.
I'm so excited to go down there and see it.
Yeah. Mary Dancy showed me the sketches for them, and they looked incredible. I'm so excited to see how they turn out. He suggested maybe even doing a little story time down there once those are finished to kind of show them off to families, get people down there. So that will be super fun.
That would be incredible.
So the one he's working on right now looks like this.
Oh, it's so cute. I love it.
All right, and I'll give. So there's 3 trees that he's carving. The bears is what's going on right now. And I'll give this one away too. I'm not going to give all 3 of them away, but I'll give this one away.
I love it. Oh, it's so lovely. I think it's incredible people can make art like that because I don't even understand. That's amazing.
So there's another one that he's got going on to, all animal themed. So it's gonna be pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it.
Diane asked a question earlier about the location for the hot dogs. And Diane, that's going to be at the Dive Bomber Vintage Chowhound Cafe. So that's by Jesse James. It's right behind like CVS. I just moved here 2 years ago, so I'm still learning about where things used to be in Rutherfordton as opposed to where things are now. But right behind CVS. So they're actually having their ribbon cutting ceremony today at 11. So definitely stop by for some really great and fun fresh hot dogs.
Yeah, that's when you know you've been in Rutherfordton long enough, when you can give directions based on like who used to live there or whose house it is now. So like go to Me Pub, turn left, go up to Sam's house, turn right. When you get to Sam's, take a left, and it'll be right there next to Sally's old house. And if you know where that is, like, you're from Rutherfordton now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It takes a little time, but that's how they give directions here. That's how I figured out, 8 years ago when I came to town, like, oh, right up there at old John's old house. I'm like, dude, I need an address. Now I know where John lived,
Good morning.
Good morning.
Tasia. And then another fun thing that is happening this weekend, tomorrow there is going to be a Juneteenth celebration in Forest City at Hardin Park. Ruffton Roots is going to be there, but I know that they have a lot of things planned. Meta is actually going to be there presenting like their check at 1 p.m. So there's a lot of stuff happening like early in the day. So the event is from 12 to 7, but there's going to be like different events and performances throughout the day. But it's going to be, from what I hear, it's always a huge event. But I'm really excited to actually attend and be a part of it this year.
Up, Mayor Dancy. Good
Good
morning,
morning,
Mayor.
Mayor.
Good morning. I'm not sure if Jackson's with him or not, but good morning, Jackson, if you're watching. I was listening the other day about the history of Juneteenth and kind of how it started, the family that started it, and kind of the heritage there. And it's just a really cool story of, you know, the father. And I don't know all the history, so if you're watching, please correct me. I was just again listening to kind of the oral history of it, and the father just really wanted to be sure that there was a celebration around their, the slaves' freedom, and went to a city park and just started having a party, and it just developed from there. So how cool is that? That we're able to come together as a community tomorrow in a city park and just celebrate with each other.
And keep it going. That's phenomenal.
Keep it going. Keep it going. Yep. All right. The other thing I want to talk about this morning, because I've been getting a lot of questions about it, is legal grounds. So there's been a lot of questions and speculation around what's going to happen at legal grounds. What's the plan? The city's turning it into a parking lot. Right now, the city does not own that building. So we had a court order to remove the building for safety reasons because the building was falling in upon itself. So we have done that. Once the building is completed, then the owners have the ability to having a chance to pay the bill that it's taken to do this. If that doesn't happen, then it'll go into foreclosure. It'll be auctioned off at the courthouse steps, and hopefully there's somebody that would like to buy it and use it for something. If not, then the city would own and operate it. There have been some ideas tossed around inside City Hall and with the city leaders and mayor and council members, but none of that is official until all of this process kind of moves forward. So right now we're just in the process of removing the building safely. Right now they're doing some waterproofing on that common wall and some repairs to that common wall, and then they'll bring dirt back in, and it will just be grassed at this time. So grass will be put back on the area there and managed. We'll keep that mowed until everything works through the sales process. So what has taken place at 11 and where? Ooh, okay. Hot dogs, vintage antiques at Dive Bomber Vintage and Chowhound Cafe down on Park Lane. I saw somebody drop Big Time Video. So Big Time Video is actually next to that.
What is Big Time Video? I don't think I've heard of them.
Ooh, Big Time Video was Rutherfordton's Blockbuster.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm a Forest City girl, so I'm also still like Magnolia.
Family Video? You remember like Family Video?
Yeah.
In Forest City? Well,
Yeah.
Big Time Video was here in Rutherford.
Oh, Big Time Video.
That's how you knew you made it. You had gone to the big time.
Oh, fair. I like that.
Thank you. Yeah, it does look really good. We've been really surprised with our contractor, with the amount of asbestos that had to be removed. The way that building was so unstable during the demolition. They've done a great job protecting all of the city infrastructure around the building, the residents in the building just beside it with the common wall, and they've done a wonderful job, and keeping the noise and construction impact down too. So we want to give them a big thank you. We've worked really hand in glove with them to make sure this goes over as smooth as possible, and they've done a great job. So probably another 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks away from wrapping up all of that work there. But it's really kind of opened up that corridor, opened up that corner. Make some really nice green space if we get there. But we really, like I said, there's not been an official meeting or determination about what will go onto that site until this entire legal process works its way through.
And I have to say that I was there kind of at the beginning whenever they first started like demolishing the building. And it was insane to see just how fragile that building already was. Like they would barely touch it and like walls would just crumble. So like I know that it's like extremely depressing to see that building go, but it was a safety hazard, and I'm really happy and excited to see where we can kind of like pivot and move forward and push our community like forward.
Yeah. Last thing I want to report on, another monumental day in Rutherfordton. So as many of you know, we've talked about it on here before. I actually talked with Gateway Housing LLC about coming on to the show later on as they get a little closer. we're going to be working with them to hold some workshops for housing ownership opportunities. But Gateway Housing LLC is working on a development off of John Smith Road that will have 31 affordable homes in a really neat little neighborhood there. It'll also have some workforce apartments that are a part of it, 60 workforce apartments, kind of a multi-use style development with a city park and an early Head Start, again with the apartments and the homes. But today they are setting the first 2 homes. So they've got the crane there setting those. And it's just been a really neat process to see that come together. It's been a while since we've had kind of a larger scale development in town. This is our first affordable workforce housing project in quite some time. And so to see those 2 homes go in and start to come together, that's going to be really neat. They're happening today. So if you get a chance, be slow, be careful, ride down John Smith Road, and you'll see the first 2 homes going in. They're not closing the road or anything like that, so don't impede traffic, but you'll be able to see those going in. That's a really cool process. So those are modular homes. They're built here in North Carolina. They're actually built by the Cherokee Nation. The Cherokee Nation bought the old Cardinal homes. So if you're in the kind of manufactured modular home group, you've probably heard the word Cardinal homes before. The Cherokee Nation has bought those and they're building those. So they're built inside of a manufacturing facility, but they're built to modular standards. So the frame doesn't stay. The whole box comes off the trailer and is set to National Building Code, and then they build around it. So it's not 100% finished when it comes in. They still put a roof on it. The roof is put on there on site. There's a lot of finished work that goes on inside the facility. So it's kind of a really neat way to provide an affordable house and really a quality house at a much faster pace. And, with the way that labor market is now, the way that material market is now, being able to do that inside of a factory and then bring it out. And the cool thing is I was talking with Neil, who's with Gateway Housing. These homes are also going to be customizable. So these first 2 are going in. They've kind of spec'd those to kind of get everybody's taste buds going and kind of get the feel for the neighborhood. But as people are purchasing lots, they'll be able to customize the home just like anybody else would. So you can pick your paint colors, you can pick your flooring, the type of flooring you want. You'll be able to pick your countertops. So it's going to be really, really, really neat.
That's so exciting. And just having, the housing crisis with like how expensive like houses are and just like the demand and the supply needs and everything. It's great to have Gateway really working with us in the community to create even more opportunities. But moving on, it is Brewtiful mornings. So what are we all drinking this morning, Doug?
In my North Carolina Main Street cup, I have Rutherford Police Department's finest. I was running a little late this morning. I don't know. It works in a pinch, just a little black. I'm not sure what they've got in there this morning. It's good. It's good.
I have a tip for if you're running late, because I was also running really late this morning, but the Blue Ridge Hope coffee shop, The Village in Forest City, they are now taking mobile orders, which is so exciting. So as I was rushing around my house this morning, like putting my shoes on, I was also ordering my coffee from my phone. And by the time I made it to the shop, it was ready. So I was just in and out and able to get my, oh my goodness, Big Spicy Hug. I almost forgot. So my Big Spicy Hug, the best drink. So super excited about their mobile ordering. I've done it 2 days in a row, and I don't plan on stopping. And speaking of Blue Ridge Hope, they're also doing their vibe night at the coffee shop tonight. So I know that they take donations for the coffee, so coffee will be available. It's donation only. Addie or anybody from Blue Ridge Hope, if you're watching, please correct me if I get something wrong, but it's an open mic night as well, so you can come and sing or do any spoken word stuff. I'm going to be there. My grandpa's going to be there selling some of his art, so we're excited about that too. We're very thankful Blue Ridge Hope opened up that avenue for us. But yeah, that'll be at 6:30. Addie confirmed. So 6:30 at their coffee shop is Vibe Night. So super excited.
Very cool.
That's so exciting. And they have all of their information about Hope Vibe Night on their Facebook page, specifically on the Blue Ridge Hope Village coffee shop page. So, and if you haven't been by there, we did a Brewtiful Mornings a couple of weeks ago. But just like the literally, I hate to say this, but the vibe in that space is literally amazing. So definitely stop by.
Yeah, and to know that everything that they're doing is going back into mental health resources for people in our community, it really cannot get better than that. That is so exciting. So, yeah,
for real.
So looking out to next week, I know sometimes we publish what we're up to on Brewtiful Mornings. Sometimes you just get a whale of a time and a surprise.
A text at 7:45 in the morning.
Hey, next week, we've got a fun show lined up next week. So we have got the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, the Western North Carolina chapter out of Charlotte. It's going to be on. Dr. Scott Lawrence is going to be on. We're going to be talking about the extreme hike for CF awareness. We're going to be talking about some opportunities for you to get involved with CF awareness here in Rutherfordton and Rutherford County. And I think it's just going to be a fun time. I know you got the chicken up there, but we're talking about the ducks. I know you got ducks in the office. Where's the ducks?
You have
I
ducks?
sure do. Hold on.
We're bringing back the ducks.
Y'all,
So
there's
we'll
no
talk about
telling
that
what
next
you
week.
can find at Town Hall. I am always surprised and a little bit scared every time I go over there.
Yep.
So
So
this is specifically Dr. Lawrence's duck. Like,
perfect.
How
So
do I get
you have to buy one. The ducks are $10 a piece, and we have the duck race, the annual duck race in Cleghorn Creek at Kiwanis Park.
Oh my goodness. I have
So
to
we race from bridge to bridge. It's a fun time.
Magnolia, I need you to pick me out a winner. I will be
There's a
over.
librarian duck in there somewhere.
You're lying.
I promise there was one that was holding books.
Oh,
and we have little public works ducks.
that's so cute.
So we'll be talking about the ducks, and there you
I
go.
love it.
We'll be talking about the ducks next week as a fundraiser for CF. We did that last year in partnership the day that we had Cousins Maine Lobster Food Truck in town. They're coming back in September, so hint, get your ducks, get your lobsters ready, and it's just gonna be a fun time. But I'm looking forward to having them on next week for CF awareness. Magnolia, you actually spent some time with them last week, right?
Actually, was it last week? I feel like it was this week, this
Was it
Monday.
Was it Monday, Friday? What day?
It was literally Monday. Good Lord. It feels like it was
goodness.
like a
It
week ago.
was.
It's been this
Yeah.
heat. That's what's making us forget what day it is.
Yeah.
They were in
absolutely.
town. They spent the whole day in town, right?
Yeah, they did. They got to have different meetings with people, well, really with people with cystic fibrosis to really check in and see how they were doing. And then with different people and community organizers to kind of get the word out about what they're doing, because a lot of the cystic fibrosis fundraising efforts are grassroots campaigns. But it's really exciting because the CF Foundation has not moved away from the fundraising aspect, because they do spend a lot of money on drug research and like the pipeline of medications for CF patients. But they've started kind of expanding out and into raising awareness for cystic fibrosis in different avenues. So they've started a kind of like a professional development program for people to go through that really focuses on fundraising and really just like learning from the people who do it best. Because honestly, like the CF Foundation in just North Carolina alone, I believe, raises like $3.2 million a year just for like drug research and everything. So it's phenomenal. So they'll be on next week to kind of go over all of this information. So it'll be good. I'm really excited to have them on and just kind of spread the word out even more.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun show.
Yeah.
They are full of energy, that group. And anytime we get Scott Lawrence on a live feed, you just don't know where it's gonna go. He has a ball of energy. Without giving away too much of next week's show, you held up the extreme hike, right?
Yes.
What
they
is
hold- they
the
hold it
extreme height?
30 miles in one day on the Appalachian Trail.
Oh my goodness. That is extreme.
Scott Lawrence has been doing it for decades, and he is a trail wizard. Like leads the pack,
Literally leads.
That's incredible.
literally. Yeah.
What
So-
day is that on?
So the hike itself is on October 1st, but
Okay.
they do like trainings and kind of like I guess it would be training programs leading up to the event. So you're not like, oh, I don't walk at all any day.
I'm gonna
And
go
then
walk
I'm
30
going to
miles.
try and walk 30 miles in one
Okay.
day. So, but yeah, they also like do accommodations for you. So if you were to do the extreme hike, you get to stay in a hotel and then start really early one morning. They provide meals for you, like really carb loading to make sure that you have enough energy to like, make it through 30 miles in one day. But they'll definitely go through like the specific details next week.
That's exciting.
Very cool. All right. If anybody has any questions, comments, things for the show moving forward, again, we'll be on with CF next week. Summer reading program. We shared the links. We shared all the information. We shared the whale.
Oh, are we stuck? Hold on. If you want your child to have this, come
So
read.
we talked about naming the whale. The only name I saw was Free Willy.
I heard that a lot at the kickoff. A lot of people suggested that, so that might have to be his name. I don't know. We'll see. I might could ask the kids at Storytime today what they think
Ooh.
his name should be. We'll see.
What's the chicken's name?
Oh,
I don't think the chicken has a name either.
we gotta name the chicken.
I mean, at least Sir Purr wears his name right here. He's
Loud
got
and
on the back of-
proud.
This just says plush orca, unfortunately. So.
Sir Purr.
Well, if you have any name suggestions for the chicken or the whale, definitely drop them. But we did get one question from Diane. What are we doing for the weekend?
Oh. I'm going to be volunteering at the Juneteenth event at the Ruffton Roots booth. So I know Magnolia has talked about Ruffton Roots on there before, so they're going to have a booth, and that's where I'll be on Saturday. Super exciting. I haven't been to the Juneteenth celebration before, so I'm excited to be there and represent the garden and just all that they do for the community. That's exciting.
Yeah.
So I've got a hankering for some farmers market stuff. I'll be at the farmers market in the morning with the kids, and then we'll be coming by Juneteenth for a while, say hello, see what's going on. Then I'm sure we're gonna be finding some water. Speaking of water, if you're looking for something fun to do that involves water, Rutherford Outdoor Coalition is having a Broad River cleanup day tomorrow. Reach out to Jess at Rutherford Outdoor Coalition. I think I saw they've still got a couple of kayaks that are not spoken for. So if you don't have a kayak or a canoe or John boat and want to participate, I think they've got a couple of boats still open, but they're going to be doing a cleanup on the Broad River tomorrow. Reach out to Rutherford Outdoor Coalition. But farmers market is back in full swing over in Forest City, and they'll be at the normal pavilion tomorrow. And I've got a hankering for some fresh produce and some local meats, so we'll be there for a little while.
Yeah, so I'll be getting up really early tomorrow morning. There's yoga in the park at 9 a.m. With Chris. So I will probably be there at 9, and then I will run by the, yes, Jill just commented yoga. We'll be there. I'll be there tomorrow.
I might try. We'll see. I didn't make it last week and I missed it, but I will try to be there tomorrow.
You can do it, Reagan. I believe in you. But I think that is just like a really refreshing day or refreshing way to start the day. I can rhyme. We can do it. But and then going by the farmers market, since it is it is the third Saturday of the month. So the Rutherford County Extension Office is going to be there doing their donation station. So I love just to stop by and see what people have donated or how much money they've gotten to go by and buy fresh produce to then disperse local and fresh produce into our food pantries throughout the county. And then, of course, I will be there at the Juneteenth event. I have to look at the schedule and see where our volunteers haven't really covered time, just so we make sure that there's somebody at the booth at all times. But yeah, it should be a really fun and unfortunately hot weekend, so maybe I'll go find some water too. I really want to hike to what's the falls at Chimney Rock? Hickory.
Oh, Hickory Nut Falls.
Okay, yeah. I want to.
Yeah.
I may hike up there this weekend. We'll see.
Mhm. Another cool one too, if you don't get to that, just for a little more shade, would be they call it the Pots, and it's up in South Mountain Game Lands. A little more shaded there.
Yeah, I went there a couple of weeks ago actually, but it was like when it was a little bit cold, so I could only stick my feet in the water because it was freezing. But maybe. But then I also heard that somebody was there and there was like a snake in the waterfall above. And
Oh,
yeah,
Isn't that crazy?
just
Isn't that crazy?
watch out for snakes.
We were my kids and I, we were up at Wilson Creek a couple weeks ago, and that water is freezing cold, and there's a snake going right through the water. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
That's pretty
they're
cool.
friends. You know, I mean,
Yeah, nobody freaked out and was like, "Ah, snake!" Nobody did it. Nobody did any of that. And I know I've got Sir Pearl on here for NFL team, but just want to give a quick little shout out to North Carolina native Steph Curry on his 4th championship and first MVP as the Golden State Warriors won the NBA Finals last night. So, congrats, Steph. North Carolina native. Glad to see them kind of excel in there. So, but if you want to be there, look at last week's show and all the cool stuff that Tasha's doing. They're doing basketball camp still at Crestview Park. Go back and look at last week's episode. Reach out to Tasha. They're doing all kinds of fun stuff for sports and youth in our community, specifically basketball camps. I want to say they were on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Could be wrong.
Yes, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
At Crestview Park. So work on those basketball skills. Our next MVP might be coming right here from Rutherfordton.
Me.
All right. I think I'm just as excited for the exit as I was the intro because it's the same thing. I am loving the new. Loving it.
was it new last week or is this week the brand new or like the debut of the new opening?
I think last week was the debut.
Darn, I missed last week's
I think.
episode because story time. We did a bug story time. We were making ladybugs. 31 people showed up. It was a little chaotic, but I can always go back and watch it. But yeah, expecting a good crowd this morning too, so I'm excited.
Awesome.
All right, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay cool. It's going to be hot again today. Heat index is close to 100, if not over 100 today. Stay hydrated. Stay in the shade. Stay cool.
Drink your electrolytes.
Drink your electrolytes. Eat your hot dog.
Eat your hot dog.
That's important for
Dive Bomber Vintage Chow Hound Cafe, 11 o'clock. Be there, be square. Unless you're at summer reading and it's gone over.
You can always go after.
Yeah.
You
We'll hold a
can
spot
go
for
after
you.
the crowd has died down a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye. Thanks for having me on.
We combine. You know I can't deny it. Intertwined. Send the skin so close to mine.